They groom over 200 miles of trails, and then they go for a ride. Hello everyone, I'm Don Jacobs, and I am in Forest City, and I'm on the trailhead of a D&H trail. And we're gonna go wild with Discover NEPA, finding out who takes care of it and how much use is it getting this winter. And it's getting quite a bit. You're gonna hear from Lynn Conrad. She's on the Rail-Trail Council.
The section of trail that we are concerned with is the D&H Rail-Trail. It's 38 miles. It goes from Carbondale to the New York border. And the Snowmobile Club calls it the A Trail. And that's because it's the main artery in their trail system. They have 200 miles. Of that 38 miles, they have all these side trails that go off. And you can make a big loop of the D&H. You can cut over, you can come down the O&W rail bed and then back here through Forest City. So we've been involved with the Snowmobile Club for over 35 years. We have a partnership. You notice they have equipment.
Yeah.
If I need a ditch cleaned out, I can call them. So we do have like a maintenance agreement. They come in summer, fall, and help us with maintenance. Trees, we always have trees falling over. All I have to do is make a phone call and they get out there year-round.
Good group of people.
Yes, they are a good group of people to work with.
Dan Pregnar is with NEP Sno Trails Inc.
Well, we have over 200 miles of trails, snowmobile trails. And most of it's all maintained by some of the equipment you see here now beside me. We are a volunteer organization, 501c3. We utilize from, let's say, Carbondale, Simpson, all the way up to almost Susquehanna, New York. And that's like 40-some miles of trail. As I said, we have almost 200 miles of trail, or just over, combined our main trail A, second one being B, second one C, D, so on.
We asked to go along on a trail grooming trip. Brian Kowalski is our driver. Okay, this is gonna be cool. Hey Brian, can I stand on this?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you're the driver du jour. What's it like driving this?
Kind of like driving a big truck with a big trailer.
Yeah.
But through the woods. So we're going to be driving, we're going to drop the drag, the appropriate amount for the snow conditions to remove the bumps in the trail to make the trail smooth so everybody can have a nice, smooth, enjoyable ride.
And you're going to say one side is done, the other side looks totally different, right?
Yeah, one side will be nice and flat and smooth. The other side will have ripples and bumps in it.
So when you take off from here on a normal grooming day, how many miles are you going?
Usually up and back, it's usually somewhere around 40.
Wow.
It takes you about 8 hours to do that.
No kidding.
Yeah, about 7 miles an hour.
And this is quite an expensive machine too.
Yeah, about $250,000, and then the drag in the back is around $35,000.
Wow, and
so,
all bought by a nonprofit.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Well, to ride our trail system, you need to be a member. For insurance reasons, upkeep, for building and equipment, because we have 3 full-size groomers, and the best bill we'd like is diesel fuel. That means we're out there grooming, and that means snow, and that means good membership and a lot of fun and activity for everyone.
So does it need to be re-groomed? Like once you groom it, are you then done for this snowfall, or do you go back and...
So what happens is the snowmobile will go over it and it'll create a little bump, and then what happens is the suspension will unload itself.
Right.
It'll land in the hole, and then what happens is when it lands in the hole, it chucks snow onto the pile. Well, the pile gets bigger, the hole gets deeper. Well, the next sled comes over and the cycle is just repeating. And then if you look in the back there, you see how it looks like a box right in front of the back wheel?
Yep.
What my main goal is to fill that box up with snow, cut the snow on top, make the surface nice and smooth.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm just kind of constantly watching the mirrors, watching the camera.
Yep.
There's a camera down bottom, and then just kind of adjusting myself so that I get enough where it's pulling and not too much where it's not pulling. Right now I'm pulling a little too hard, so I'll go up a little bit.
Wow, that's really doing a nice job.
Yeah, it cuts the snow pretty good. But if you notice, like where that snow is spraying up,
yep,
that is the box. The box you want to keep filled with snow. So right now I'm not cutting enough, so I'll lower down a little bit.
And you're filling it up.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Well, you really have to be precise at this.
Yeah, it's kind of a lost art of adjusting and readjusting.
I look at organizations like yours as somebody's got to do it, and you decided to do it. That's a pat on the back to you guys.
Well, it is for everyone, yes, because it's when you do a job and do it well, as we try to, it is very gratifying.
Depending on the sled traffic, depending on how many people are out, snow conditions, temperature, humidity, moisture, it all comes into play. Like you don't groom above 28 degrees.
Okay.
And the reason behind that is the snow will not set up. You want to groom it where this is going to aerate the snow, kind of mix it all up, and then it's going to be soft. Like when we get back out, you'll be able to walk on it and you'll sink into it. But if the temperature was right and cold, you would be able to walk on it like on the return trip, say 3 hours later, you're coming back down. The other side, it'll be so hard, it's like ice.
Yeah, but you want that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what it's doing is it's cutting the snow, moving it to the left, then moving it back to the right, then moving it back to the left, and then it's eventually going back and piling up in that box. And then behind that, there is basically a big flat pan that goes over top of it to pack it in.
Brian says when he isn't grooming the trails, he's riding on them. And he hopes the snow keeps on coming and winter sticks around for a while.
Mostly it's snowmobilers. We do have an off group during the summertime, ATV side-by-sides. But most of us are retired, always looking for new membership and new ideas from people that come and sit in the meetings or out on the trail system cutting trees and trimming.
How long has your organization been around?
I know of over 35 years. I've been here most of the time.
Why do you do it?
Camaraderie, loves of the sport. Believe it or not, we're out there trying to make trail systems and keep them together. It's a 12-month-a-year project, really, not just once a month at the meetings.
So the snowmobilers are real happy with the winter so far. And of course, they're even happier when a machine like that clears the snow, makes it beautiful for riding on. We've got to thank that organization for showing us what they're about. And of course, for this episode of Go Wild with Discover NEPA and all the other episodes, you can go to discovernepa.com or subscribe on YouTube.